I offer you an alliance, Doctor. Serve me truly, and an empire can be yours.
Serve you, Sutek. Your name was abominated in every civilized world.
Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So it's great to finally have some action figure and toy Doctor Who news from the Celestial Toymaker himself, AD. So this was like a statement that he put out on Gallifrey Base, and this has been all over the place. I saw that this came to my attention on Instagram yesterday. It's also on Twitter X. So, you know, it's no secret. It's not a leak. No one's going to get in trouble. But it's basically a statement put out by AD just about the new products that are coming out very soon. I mean, I'm still excited about the B&M sets. I mean, you know, it's coming to that time of year, the summer, when I'm on holiday, Autumn Broad. I pop into the B&M there, which is massive. And I usually do find some Doctor Who sets. If not there, I'll find them at Great Yarmouth. So I'm well happy about the new Doctor Who figures, because I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit underwhelmed by the Doctor Who finale at the weekend. I even stayed up until midnight to watch it. So just underwhelmed and disappointed. I've got to be honest. I'm sad to say, but I just didn't understand what was going on. If you knew what was going on in Empire of Death, let me know. Let me know in the comments below, because I haven't got a clue, and I watched it twice. But a bit about that later on. Going back to AD's statement. So in relation to the figures, he says that these are slightly delayed due to him not being happy with a couple of issues, which I think is fine. You know, at the end of the day, he wants them to be the best quality they can be, and I'm assuming that he's talking about the new series with Shooty and Ruby figures. You know, and obviously this is to a new market. Disney are involved, so they've got to be spot on. So, you know, I've got no issues with him saying that. He's also talking about them being the character options online versions. So he mentions that he hopes that they'll be out by early September. The standard retail edition of the figures are different, and that will be later, likely in October. So that's good news as well. So it does. I mean, I did hear. I mean, B&M, they do like the Daleks, and I like the Daleks as well. But I did hear. I think it was on one of AD's podcasts that they were going to put like the classic series on hold and kind of concentrate on the the new series 1 and 2. So I've got no issues with that at all. I really want the Shooty Doctor. I think his costumes are great. So at this stage, I don't mind which costume he's going to be in. I definitely want a Ruby figure. I want the 14th Doctor in his waistcoat. I think that would be good. It's not been mentioned, and there's been no leaks. I still want a proper scale Jodie TARDIS, because there was a prototype that was made, but I think it was just too expensive to kind of get it out there. So I'd love that. But I've got to be honest, the other figures, which from the ones that I've seen, we're talking about the 60th anniversary specials. I've got no interest in them at all. I'm not fussed about a Beep the Meep or a Beep the Meep plushie. I'm not even fussed about having a Donna. So I'm not going to buy all of these figures, but definitely I do want Shooty, Ruby, and the 14th Doctor in his waistcoat. Then he goes on about the Sonic flip-flop, So he says here, the BBC are getting some very limited numbers for release at the San Diego Comic Con, but the main character options online release is not going to be until at least a month later. Earlier, likely than the figures, but don't expect to be buying any Sonics in July. So, again, I think that's fair enough. I mean, as I mentioned on one of my previous videos, I've got no interest in buying Shooty's Sonic. It does resemble a flip-flop, but the images that went out on the San Diego Comic-Con website in error, I was quite impressed, because I do believe that the Sonic screwdriver, or this new version, the flip-flop, it resembles more of a Sonic replica rather than a Sonic screwdriver toy. So I am impressed. I'm definitely not going to buy it, but I am impressed, and I would like to see some more images of that. So yeah, definitely one to watch out for. And also the fact that there does, I believe there's 3 different versions in the new season 1. So I think there's like a yellow one, a red one, and a blue one. I don't know why it changes colour, but from a marketing point of view, you can, character can release 3 versions of it. And then, for good measure, they can do a silver one, a chrome one, and also a gold one as well. But I'll be interested to actually see what happens. See what happens with the Sonic. And yeah, as I mentioned, character are really going for it. I don't see any issues with them providing all their stock for the San Diego Comic Con, and then they're going to release the same product in the online like a month after. So yeah, no issues with that at all. It to me, it shows that they're taking it very seriously. So yeah, no issues with that at all. Then AD goes on to mention he understands people are getting frustrated, but the Sonic is massively complex, and I can see that. I can see it does look really compared to the standard toy versions. Even though that that 14th Doctor one, I was lucky enough to get the chrome one. I think I got the second batch. But yeah, I mean, it had loads of lights on it, but it was very standard. At the end of the day, it was just a toy. So I've got no issues with that at all, and I've got no issues waiting. I'd rather wait and have a really good product than a rushed out product that is absolutely absolutely rubbish. He goes on to say, blame me as it's my projects, but my opinion is they both have to be spot on before they're released, and that's caused a few delays. However, I'm really pleased with how all the new stuff looks, and I think it will blow your socks off. Yeah, and I really think these new series character options products, from what I've seen in the leaked images, I think they all look great. Honestly, I think they all look great. Even the I mean, I'm not going to buy Beep the Meat, but they really do look good. Once the Sonic is officially announced and shown at the San Diego Comic Con, I think you'll be pleased with what you see. Making a complex prop with moving parts and lights into a working toy is not easy. And I like the way that AD mentions complex prop, because I really do think that this is more of a replica than an actual toy. So yeah, I mean, it's all positive from character options and AD, and we'll see what happens. But don't forget, you've got the B&M releases coming soon, and I'm really looking forward to them. So I definitely want to pick up all the B&M releases. Not sure how much longer with the new series and them cutting back on the classic series action figures, I'm not really sure how long the kind of contract will remain with B&M, but I hope I hope it does continue for as long as possible, because I love the old classic figures, especially as I missed out on so many. So all good news, and it's just nice to have some Doctor Who toy news, especially after after what I watched at the weekend. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, I decided not to go to the cinema after what happened in Rogue. And the thing is, the Empire of Death. I mean, where do I start? It wasn't awful, but it just didn't make any sense. I watched it twice because I wanted to know what was going on. It's the season finale. I wanted to know what was going on. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really that happy about the way Sutekh was portrayed, because Pyramids of Mars, it's one of my favourite Doctor Who episodes from the classic series. I first watched it, I think, in the mid-'80s, probably 1985, 86, when I bought the VHS video from W.H. Smith's in the Angel, Edmonton, $9.99. Let your eyes be your guide. I still got it. And I used to watch it again and again and again. And I absolutely loved it. Actually, it would have been 1986, because 86 was when I got my video recorder. And it's a great story. But this Empire of Death, it's absolutely ridiculous. It didn't make any sense. I mean, where's the connection to the Egyptians? That seems to have just disappeared, and I don't know why. I love that kind of the link to the mummy, Egypt, the Eye of Horus. I don't know why they've dropped the kind of Egyptian theme. I always wanted Sutekh to come back, and I would have loved because it was Pyramids of Mars, I would have loved some kind of link to the Ice Warriors. But, that's that's not going to happen now. And, I mean, what better time to bring out Matt Smith's Fez? Because I just think it would have been hilarious. But it's an opportunity wasted. I just don't know. I'm still speechless over it. I just don't know what happened. And then everyone died, and then everyone came back to life again. And what is all this nonsense with Sutekh? He's been sitting on the TARDIS since Pyramids of Mars. So he's literally gone everywhere with the Doctor. I don't understand. Why would he have, unless he was building up his energy? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you know what was going on in that episode. But I just don't know. What was Sutekh doing sat on top of the TARDIS? What was he doing sat on top of the TARDIS the entire episode? And why is he a giant dog now? I mean, it just didn't make any sense. A giant dog. He should have been humanoid, I think. He could have still had his kind of dog face, his dog features, but why was he a giant dog? It just did not make any sense. Even the fact that he had a ruby on his face, but it didn't, it didn't have any bearings on the story in relation to Ruby Sunday. And talking of Ruby Sunday, what is that situation with her mum all about? So, I just don't know. Honestly, I'm speechless. So her mum ended up just being a normal person. But if that's the case, where did all the snow come from? I don't understand what the snow's all about. And why was Sutek so interested in Ruby's mum? Because he had, in Pyramids of Mars, he had no interest. He had no interest in humans whatsoever. So I just don't know what happened. And honestly, I really wanted to try and understand this story. I even watched Doctor Who Unleashed, right? So I haven't watched Doctor Who Unleashed since the 60th anniversary. So the 3 specials, I watched Doctor Who Unleashed because it was new. It kind of tied into the show. But I haven't watched it since because I've got better things to do in my time. I can't, no disrespect to him, but I can't stand that Welsh guy. It's not aimed at my generation, so that's why I've got no interest in watching it. But I did watch it, and I was none the wiser. It just did not make any sense. Great to see Mel, because I love Bonnie Langford. I've met her before, but Mel was great because it's a little bit of nostalgia. I like that. But what was Donna's daughter Rose doing? Absolutely wasted. I don't know why they brought her back for those 2 final episodes. She did nothing. Absolutely nothing. I just don't know. I don't know what happened. And why did Sutek decide now was the time, 2024, for him to jump off the TARDIS? Now I'm thinking, that that he was aware from the 4th Doctor that the TARDIS controls were isomorphic, so there was no way he could control the TARDIS himself. But then he must have realised, sat there on top of the TARDIS, you've got Jodie and Yaz having a bit of ice cream, Yaz flying the TARDIS in Power of the Doctor. He must have thought, hang on a minute, now's my chance. I'll be able to fly the TARDIS myself, because if Yaz can do it, anyone can do it. So he decides to, he thinks, yeah, I'm going to jump off the TARDIS now. But then thought, no, do you know what, I'll hold on a bit, because the whole universe is broken. So what is the point in kind of destroying the universe when there's no universe to destroy? So it is a complete contradiction. I just don't know. I don't know what happened in that story. I've tried to work it out. I really have. But on a positive note, I do love Ruby. I really do think she is the best companion since Rose Tyler for Doctor Who. And it was really emotional when she was leaving the Doctor, when she left the TARDIS to kind of be with her new mum and back with her family. That really got me. I was surprised that it got me. But that was about it, really. Ncuti, and I've said this before, I think Ncuti is a fantastic Doctor. Cries too much, but that's not him. That's not Ncuti. That's the writing. Cries too much. He did a bit of crying in this finale. He got a bit angry as well. Don't know what that I don't know what that lady with the spoon was all about. Some random lady on a different planet who was losing her marbles and then turned to dust. I don't know what that was about. I don't even understand what the spoon was all about. And the memory TARDIS, I've got to be honest, I did watch the Doctor Who specials with the old companions and the old Doctors on iPlayer during the 60th anniversary. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like the memory TARDIS. I think the memory TARDIS was a good idea in theory, but it looked rubbish. It was just a mishmash, similar to Jodie's mishmash Doctor Who outfit that the Master put together at the end of Power of the Doctor. I didn't like it at all, and then to see it again in this episode, I mean, they could have. I mean, and I saw this because I watched Doctor Who Unleashed. They built a new version of Tom Baker's TARDIS console for the ceiling, you didn't see it up close, but it did look good. But imagine they just chosen a Doctor Who, a Doctor Who's era, and just had that TARDIS, like a classic TARDIS that they haven't had in the show, in the new series before, like the 80s Sylvester McCoy, Colin Baker, Peter Davison TARDIS, or even just Tom Baker's TARDIS. They could have done that, and that would have. I just think that would have worked better. Obviously, that would have cost more money, but it was just a bit of a shed. It was so small, and it just didn't make any sense whatsoever. What is a memory TARDIS? So I'm left underwhelmed. I'm left disappointed by the finale. As I mentioned at the beginning of the series, I had low expectations. Really enjoyed the first few episodes, including Space Babies. I don't care what you say. I enjoyed Space Babies. It was just a bit of light-hearted fun. I didn't take the series too seriously, but then everything went downhill after Rogue. As I've said before, I don't think this new series is aimed at my generation, and I think I will buy the action figures. I won't buy the Sonic. I love the Doctor Who toys, but where the new series goes, I mean, there's you've got Series 2, and you've got the Christmas special, Joy to the World, written by the Moth. I'm not, I don't think I'll even bother watching it. The Christmas special last year, I wasn't feeling well, but I thought it was awful. I didn't like it. I haven't gone back and watched it. I honestly wish Doctor Who all the best. I love the show and I love the history, and I think Shooty is a great Doctor, but it's not for me anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's not for me. So I think I'm going to give it a miss, but I sincerely wish Doctor Who all the best. I hope it goes on and on and on, but it's just not a show aimed at me. It's for the kids. Doctor Who for me used to be escapism. I could watch Doctor Who where we'd go to another planet and meet other races, have battles, and it took me away from what was going on in my life. And Doctor Who doesn't do that anymore. Doctor Who is too political, and it's not the same show. And I've said that from the beginning. It's not the same show. You can put as much little nods to the past as you like, but it's not the same show. But it's the way it is. But it's definitely not for me anymore. But anyway, I'll stick to the classic. I'll stick to the classic series. And I actually, after watching Empire of Death, I watched it twice. And also Doctor Who Unleashed. I was feeling quite deflated, so I did watch Pyramids of Mars on a BBC iPlayer, and it is still as good as it was when I first watched it in 1986. But anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. It also helps the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.